Hello. Good evening.
Hi. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good.
Do you feel like this week, because we're only on day 7 of this year, do you feel like this week/year actually feels like 3 months?
Yeah, it's been the longest week of my life and it's Tuesday.
Happy New Year, everyone. There's been like 6 terrorist attacks.
Mm-hmm. The Gulf of America.
I think we've already threatened to take Greenland and the Panama Canal by force. And Canada.
Rename the Gulf of Mexico.
What are we going to rename that to?
The Gulf of America. And the thing is, part of me, I can't decide if I want to believe this or it's true. Like, is it just a distraction from the other, like the truly heinous things that they're planning? Or are they really this stupid?
I think it's a mix of both. I think it's a mix.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where like I won't really believe it until I see it, right? Like you bring me the fucking Panama Canal and like then I'll believe you. Because what are you hiding behind your back over there? Are you holding your own turd? Maybe.
It's like talking to a 3-year-old. What do you have?
Yeah.
What is it?
What's in your mouth? Spit it out. Let mommy see.
Poop or chocolate?
I'm not going to taste it to find out.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Other people are definitely tasting it. They're just
some are actually
num num num
gargling it.
Yeah.
That was disgusting. I'm sorry.
That one. We're not sorry. We're not sorry. All right, diving right in. New year, same old shit.
Literally.
But this does remind me of the time that we got friendship bracelets. Do you remember that?
I do. Yes. And then I lost mine for a while. And then I found it again. But now I have no idea where it is.
Oh, God, I have no idea. Okay, so I actually had to go back into, get this, our Facebook photo albums.
Oh.
To look for
pictures of them.
When these bracelets happen, like all of the details. Right. All right. So I'm looking at January 2019. So I'll try to find a way to post these pictures. But for our listeners, it's basically like a washer that has been engraved with a word, and then it's
like a metal washer, to be clear.
Not like a washing machine or you know.
Yeah, like a metal disc, if you don't know what a washer is.
You know, it's a little thing that you put on the screw before you screw it all the way in. That, a little metal washer. Engraved with a word, and it has like a black, I don't know, what do you call that? A black band of some sort? A woven like band? Friendship bracelet,
like a rope bracelet.
yes, like how you would make it summer camp, right? And I remember we posted these on Facebook. We got them together.
Yes,
right.
And they were our intention for the year.
Yes, my intent. That's what the bracelet company was called. My intent. Yes. So we got these to set our intentions. And
what was your word?
It was Sisu.
I don't remember what that means. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Are you looking it up right now?
Yes, because I did look this up earlier and I forgot to put it in the document. But Sisu is a Finnish word that means inner strength, determination, and the ability to persevere in the face of adversity. And I don't remember why. It is a good word. Yeah. I think it was just like, I think that was the year that I was finishing up my master's. We just moved to San Francisco. It was like a lot of change.
That's my automatic cat feeder, if you can hear that.
You know what? This is life. She is saying something.
That's my voice recording because I was trying to get him to eat and he's obsessed with these. So.
And now he's confused because your voice is in two places.
Is he? Because he does not give a shit about the dry food. He just begs for wet food.
You spoil your cat and the fact that he even knows what wet food is.
Listen, you're not actually supposed to give cats dry food.
What? You're supposed to give them wet food all the time?
Yeah, they are. Really, they don't need any carbs at all, cats. But I'm like a single mom balling on a budget. So I'm trying to like get him to kind of eat both. But we rescued him, and so he has some health issues. So I don't want to like make it worse. So I give him wet food as often as possible. But now he's like figured out he likes it better. So now he basically only eats the wet food. And I'm like, God bless.
This is like reason number 53 why I can't have a cat. I just...
Yeah.
Number one being that I'm allergic to them, but...
That is a good reason. Yeah. I mean... yeah, so they're not like dogs where dogs actually need grains, or they can get things like congestive heart failure and things like that. But yeah,
that's
cats
so
actually they don't need carbs. Like they could survive and just be carnivores.
Yeah, I thought that wolves aren't going out berry picking. They're like just eating meat.
I don't actually know how that works, but I know that dogs definitely need some grain in their dog food.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
I feel like now is a good disclaimer that we don't actually know what the fuck we're talking about ever. Just FYI.
Yeah. This is not veterinary advice.
No, don't listen to me. I don't actually know. Just FYI.
Yeah. We just know what works for us.
Yeah.
And that is not having a cat for me.
And my cat has imprinted on me and would actually reside within my body if he could. Like,
yeah.
Baby wear, like he would love that. So back to 2019 with your bracelet.
Back to 2019. Yeah, I don't know. It was just this word. A word in the previous year was intentional. And so I just felt like, oh, that went really well. 2018 was a really great year for me, for my family. And so I was like, oh, I need another word. I don't know how we came across this word. I think you helped me find it.
Yeah, I do remember that now that you said it, but yeah, I think it did work. Like you finished your master's, there was a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff happening in 2019. Every once in a while, this like bracelet like surfaces to like the top of the pile of like stuff that I just like have in my house, but I don't know where it is right now.
So. Same. Mine might actually be in my jewelry box, but I literally never get in there.
I know. Same. Actually, that might be where mine is too. Yours is a very nice black and white artistic photo, and I think you're actually wearing it in your photo.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? I did it for the gram, I'm sure.
Girl, this is the Facebook.
But I just posted it, I'm sure, from Instagram to Facebook.
I don't know if they did those tags back then. This literally was so long ago.
I have no idea. Like, time is like fake, and I don't even know like what works from where at what point ever.
Yes, time is a social construct.
Yeah, or I might have been just playing with the new iPhone settings. Who the fuck knows at what point?
Too long ago to care. But anyway, yours. Tell us about yours.
It was begin. Yeah. I struggle with an all or nothing mindset. I think a lot of people with neurodivergence do. And so I am always trying to remind myself that you can always begin again anytime something doesn't actually work out the way you want it to. So that was my word. I don't even know if it worked out. You know what? I think it probably did. I think that I ran a half marathon that year.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm always so impressed by runners because no, thank you.
Well, bad news bears, I'm actually not allowed to run at all now. So, I mean, did it work out? Who's to say?
Well, you did it before you were banned from running. So,
well, it was literally like after that race, like I did that race and then I was doing like basically just loosening up runs after that race. And suddenly my knee like just kept collapsing. And so I went back to the ortho and he was like, yeah, you shouldn't run on this ever again. And I was like, I was like, okay, all right.
Great. Fantastic. Good. Wonderful.
So whatever, but I did it. So,
and you see, this is why I just don't go to the doctor, because then
they never have anything nice to say.
Yeah, they don't have to I mean, I'm also not at risk of like running for fun. So
Me neither anymore. You know what? I've never liked to run, but I got to a point where like 3 miles felt really good. But
that sounds good for you.
yeah, anything after like 10 did not feel good. Like even 6 was okay. After like it just my body was not made to run long distances.
No, mine either. My legs are too short.
I mean, that's not my problem. I'm very dense. So
No, I know what you mean because I'm feeling very dense these days myself.
I'm extra dense now. Like I'm not even dense. I'm just fluffy. Like, so, but yeah, I begin is a good word. I should probably make that my intention for this year too. Because with my migraines and I've really like, the last few years have been like really tough, and like beginning again is it's a good motto for me always. And I think that I've really like I said, the last few years have been really tough, just mental health wise and physical health wise. So I'm really glad that you found that. So thanks. You're the best as usual.
Thanks. Maybe I should work on taking
really
a compliment.
Uncomfortable with stop saying nice things to me.
No, this is actually 100% true because we had like a holiday party, at work, as workplaces do. And one of the guys came up to me and he was like, "Hey, thanks for helping to put this together." And me and my usual self, I was like, "Oh, no. This was actually all the other girl, like not the other girl, my counterpart." And he goes, "I literally saw you assembling these tables, these very tables."
Was that not you? You have a doppelganger?
And I didn't know what to say. I was like, "Yes, I did do that. I'm still unable to accept this compliment. Thank you."
But I probably could have like sourced the material and gone into the woods and cut down a tree myself.
Yeah. I still didn't accept that compliment, but here we are. So maybe I should work on that this year. What is something that you're looking forward to beginning this year?
So I really like to cook, like really like it. I think we've probably talked about it before, but with how bad my migraines have been, I have really fallen off that, but I'm really looking forward to getting back into the kitchen again a lot this year. So I've already, I started off the new year making a gorgeous prime rib. It was perfection. And I made angel food cake, and I've already, and I baked a ton of Christmas treats even. Like I've already gotten into the swing of things. After we finish recording tonight, I'm actually going to prep breakfast burritos for us to eat the rest of the week. So
that's wonderful.
That's one of the things. So what about you?
For our listeners, Nikki is an excellent cook. Like I literally cannot ask her what she has had for her meal until after I've eaten mine, because I will be sad. I'll be sad. So
yeah, we just had tacos, but I'm going to use the leftovers to make breakfast burritos, and I'm pretty pumped. And I'm making the wraps myself. Like I'm pumped about it.
What do you mean you're making the wraps? You're making the tortillas?
Yeah, but I'm okay. So part of my migraines, I'm worried that I'm just trying to lower inflammation in general, and I'm not going to go down that road with anybody. I have a lot of inflammation because of various stuff going on in my body. So my CRP has been high, and if you're not in the clinical field, I apologize. It's just an inflammation marker, but it could mean anything. So if your CRP has ever been elevated, do not freak out and do not Google it. Relax. Your doctor will address it if it's high. So I'm not making traditional tortillas. I'm making them out of almond milk and arrowroot powder and eggs, basically. So
that sounds so tasty.
Maybe some coconut flour too. We'll see how they come together.
Yeah, that's gonna really punch it up.
You
I'm
know
so
they'd be
sorry.
good. I wouldn't eat them if they weren't good.
Right. I know. But I just am a traditional gluten glutton. So here we are.
Well, I've never really liked bread anyway, so it's not like it's a huge loss for me.
True, true. I mean, I also don't have like any dietary restrictions or medical reason to adjust my food, like what I eat. I did have a really bad gallbladder attack a few years ago, but then we just yeeted that thing right out of there, and I've been fine ever since. So, you
Yeah.
know,
I did Whole30 a few years ago, and honestly, like the only thing that I was like, wow, this is horrible was dairy, just because I just don't eat a ton of like my family's always been very big in agriculture, I think. And so we eat a ton of like farm to table, quote unquote. Like before we were farm to table before it was cool.
yeah,
Here's
back when it was just poor.
Yeah, exactly. Like, here's a hot tip for people. Some of us were just poor and we had to grow our own food. Like wild. But like dairy is a big part of my diet, not my daughter's diet because she's lactose intolerant. So technically, the tacos tonight, my daughter had the perfect anti-inflammatory meal where it was all like low FODMAP or whatever, and then I dumped sour cream on mine. So
I don't know if it's just culturally, because I didn't really grow up eating a lot of dairy. I mean,
mm-hmm.
we just almost never have sour cream in the house. It's an effort for me to want to have yogurt in the house or like cottage cheese. Like there was one time where you're like, we'll just put some like whipping cream in it, and I was like, I don't have that, and I was like, do people just have that in their house? And you're like, yes, this is like a standard like pantry
Pantry
ingredient. And I
staple.
was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
there is like one hyper fixation meal that I will like get into like probably a couple times a year, and that is like a fruit like based yogurt or a fruit flavored yogurt with like granola.
Mm-hmm. Like a parfait sitch.
Kind of, yeah. And, I'll just hyperfixate on that for a couple weeks and then never want to eat it again.
I think cottage cheese is like having another moment. And the thing is, I've been about cottage cheese like most of my life. I love cottage cheese. Like, I get cottage cheese and I will put a stone fruit in it with just a little drizzle of honey and just a pinch of salt. So good. And then I will do a cottage cheese with some cherry tomatoes cut up in there and some balsamic. Love that. Like,
Yeah.
I love cottage cheese. But like I didn't grow up eating sour cream either. My mom detests sour cream, and she found out that I put it in the mashed potatoes this year. Like I always put sour cream in my mashed potatoes when I make them, and she was like, "What do you mean you put sour cream in your mashed potatoes?" And I was like, "Yep, and you've been eating them for years."
Oh, that's wonderful. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah. She actually doesn't eat a ton of dairy anymore, but she did when I was growing up. So I don't know. Maybe as she got older, she got more sensitive. But yeah, I was like, I don't know. But it might be. I know that like my ex-husband is very lactose intolerant, very. It did not stop him from eating dairy, so we all suffered. But
Yeah, I feel like that's like all men. Like all men
yeah,
are probably lactose, but they just push through.
well, it hurts Brinley's belly. And so
Yeah.
she just is like, I don't want to be uncomfortable. And I'm like, oh, okay. Could not be me. I don't even know what I would do if I was like allergic to like something I loved. I'd be like, well, I'm just going to eat the strawberry anyway and hope I don't die. I don't know.
Well, that's a great question because
You're good.
Sawyer was having really bad eczema coming out of the pandemic. And so I was like, oh my God, what's happening? Is this like pandemic related? Blah, 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 blah. No, it's that his egg allergy that we thought he outgrew, as a toddler, he actually did not outgrow.
Yeah.
It was just the physical reaction of the allergic reaction.
Yeah. So. When Brinley, so she ended up having abdominal migraines, but we took her, one of the things they were trying to rule it out because her eosinophil count was really high. And I'm so sorry I'm using all of these clinical terms that everybody's going to be like, girl, what the fuck? But it's just an immune cell. So we took her to an allergist. anytime I say we in relation to a doctor's appointment, just know it's me and
Yes.
whatever. It's just me. Her dad has never been to a single doctor's appointment. Anyway, so I took her to the allergist, like the Oklahoma allergy clinic. It wasn't like some Joe Schmo off the
Yeah. Yeah.
street. And he told me that like almost all eczema or any kind of skin reaction like that is a physical allergy response to diet.
Oh my God.
And I was like, is that legit? Like,
Yeah. Oh no.
so that is actually legitimately direct from a doctor. That is not me saying that, because I was seriously like, can I see your medical license? Because she gets on her arms, she gets like I would call it like the chicken skin. I don't know what it's caloripitosis, KP.
Yeah, the KP. Yeah.
Yeah. And he said that it's probably from eating like dairy. Yeah.
Oh no.
Right. So, just like the trace amounts. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That
I
she's
have
sensitive
that,
to.
and both of my kids have it. But I don't know. Sawyer has a lot of food allergies. I've not been tested for food allergies, and neither has Grace. But because Sawyer is still growing, and the things that he's allergic to, and also the like severity of the allergies, the doctor is like, well, it's probably okay to like still feed him. Otherwise, I mean, like he'd be allergic to like most things, right? It's like shrimp and seafood, like scallops and
Oh my gosh,
eggs
we
and
love
dairy.
scallops.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't react. Like the thing was, like she reacted to nothing on her skin test.
Oh yeah, we had the blood allergy test.
I have thoughts on the blood allergy test as a lab scientist. I would not recommend that ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Say more things.
I just I don't think it is very effective. You have to be, I don't know. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole about it. I just think that you should very closely talk to your doctor about the benefit of a blood allergy test versus a skin test.
I see what you're saying. We probably won't though.
Yeah.
Because and I'll tell you why. Not because I don't trust your advice, but because basically the issue has resolved itself.
No, I'm not,
for the most part.
I don't think that your kids need that, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless the KP is like bothering them. Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah. So they have that, but that's not the thing that wasn't the eczema that was bothering. Like Sawyer was like, he had these extremely itchy rashes that just like wouldn't go. They were in the crooks of his elbows. They were behind his knees.
Oh,
they were even like on his face and like on his eyes. And so we had to have topical steroid lotion. And then once we got the blood allergy test, we just switched him because I do not like eggs. I do not like to just like eat a scrambled egg. Like that is disgusting to me.
How old was he when he got the blood allergy test?
Like 6 or 7.
And it showed that he was allergic to eggs?
Yes. And
so you have to be very allergic for the blood allergy to work.
Yeah, I think it was like moderate is what it said. And so his other favorite food is like shrimp, right? Like sushi is like his favorite food. The doctor's like, well, we don't want to like restrict his eating. So what we did was we switched from like a fried or a scrambled egg to a baked egg. And just that one switch has actually like 99% resolved his issue.
Yeah.
So I think he's probably gonna be fine until like something else happens, like other like big thing happens.
Yeah. I just, as a general rule, I think that skin tests are more effective than blood allergy.
Probably.
Yeah, I have probably ran that exact instrument that they did that test on.
Well, and the egg allergy was no surprise because the very first time that I ever introduced him to eggs when we like were doing solids, when you're like a toddler, everywhere the scrambled egg touched on his skin turned red.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yes. So we immediately knew that he was allergic to eggs even like way back when, but the doctor like assured us that kids usually outgrow these things. We had an EpiPen that we carried around for like years. He went in for, I think it was I actually wasn't at that appointment. My husband took him, but it might have been a skin allergy test. And luckily he didn't have any other like major allergies that we needed to like adjust, our life. They're just like, when you're introducing new foods, as you do with, babies, just do like one new thing at a time. So if he does happen to be allergic, you know what that thing is. And he never had another reaction to anything else. And then we just didn't give him eggs again until he was like 2.5. And then he didn't turn red anymore. And we were like, oh, it's fine.
Perfect.
Oh, it's great, you know?
Yeah.
So it was not.
Well, I was just so shocked when the allergist told me that, because I have psoriasis and I also get eczema sometimes. And, you know, I've had a PCP tell me to just get the colloidal oatmeal
Yeah. And that
lotion.
just.
No, and it works. And I
Oh,
was
does
like,
it?
perfect. Like, it works on the eczema. It doesn't work on the psoriasis. But like, and I was like, great. Like, you know, that's like super cheap over the counter. Like,
yeah. And then you don't have to like modify
anything. Like, perfect.
Like, ideal solution.
Yeah. I was like, love this for me. So like he said that, then I was like, but then, you know, I kind of had put it out of my mind because then she was diagnosed with something else. I was like, whatever.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Sorry, we went to what? That's weird.
Oh, that's not like us at all. Yeah, I don't really know where we started with that, but you know what? That's fine. Oh, because you're gonna cook.
Oh, more cooking. Yeah.
More
what
cooking.
Are you planning?
You know, so I think I'm gonna go back to the word intentional, which is my 2018 word, and just be much more thoughtful about the way that like I move about life. I think I've just gotten like a really comfortable pattern with my friends, my family, my daily routine. And I think I just need to like, kind of switch it up a little bit, but not like willy-nilly, in a way that is better. Where is that growth gonna, I think, yeah, where's that growth gonna happen? And maybe it can happen in like small and surprising ways. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I am also making it my mission, and I know that you will immediately call me on my shit the second I fail on this. I am protecting my peace this year. I'm not doing this anymore. Turn myself inside out, bending over backwards, taking care of other people all the time. And I can't do it this year. It's not about protecting my peace so much. It's about using my energy in ways that positively affect my life, I think is a better way to put it. Yes. Because I have good friends and I have, you know, family that does support me, and I'm done wasting my energy in places where it doesn't have a positive impact on my life. Yes. That's what I want for this year.
Excellent. Because I have seen you give so much energy to people who will just take from that well as if it was bottomless. And it's not bottomless, right? Like, this is your well that you are giving away. And any person who is in a rural community and is on well water knows you can only take so many gallons out per year. Otherwise, you get in trouble from the state for draining the water table too much.
Yeah. And my water table, feels like it's been drained way too many times in the past couple of years, and I can't keep doing it.
Yes, it is like drought levels low, girl.
Yeah. And I'm not doing it anymore. That is my goal for the year.
Excellent. I cannot wait to call you out. Because this is, you know, when you were like, and then you'll call me out as soon as I fail. I was like, oh, there's no fail. There's no such thing as fail. It's just learnings. And then I was like, no, actually, I will call you out. Like, let's go back. Yeah. I will call that one a failing if you give too much again.
Yeah.
It's a hard habit to break. I understand. Like,
well, it's part of it is because I genuinely like taking care of people. And it wasn't a problem for so long because I wasn't sick. Right. And I just had more energy. But now that I am, people are just like, what do you mean you can't do everything for us all the time anymore? And I'm like, no, I literally can't.
Yes.
So I'm done with that behavior.
Good. I'm glad. And, you know, I think this also is a trait of the oldest daughter. Taking care of everything, taking care of things from our parents, taking care of things for our younger siblings, generally just being the responsible, not responsible one that remembers everything, who is like, yeah, I poured all of my mental energy into this thing and I'll let you co-sign it. And then guess who gets all the credit? The person who did not lift a finger. So
Yeah.
I think that we should all be done with this. I mean, you especially like are particularly bad. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
Yes, yes. But, this is a call to all of the oldest daughters out there. Like, let your family take
Stop.
care of themselves. Yeah.
This
You
is
need
me
to take care of
telling
you.
you to stop. In therapy, she said this like sentence to me, and I need you at the time. No, at the time that it hurt my feelings. Okay. Like sometimes therapists will hurt your feelings, but you have to take it away and like think about it too. She was like, every time you're rescuing somebody, you're denying them the chance to grow. And
I
I
think
was
about
like,
that. Yeah.
oh, okay. So this year, less rescuing and more growing from the people who need to grow.
Yes. I do think about that sometimes, especially as a parent,
Mm-hmm.
because it is easier and it is faster for me to do something for the kids. But here we are. Every single Taco Tuesday, my son asks me how to roll a burrito.
No.
Every one.
No. I guess you can just eat it with a fork, or you can rip your
Yes.
tortilla up and eat it like a salad.
Yeah. Or you just have one giant soft taco, roll with it. But yeah.
I've started telling Brinley that she has the whole internet at her disposal because she has a cell phone.
See, I can't do that yet because we're still holding off on
They don't have a
phones.
tablet.
They do, but they're technically not allowed at the dinner table.
Oh, okay. Maybe you should tell him to Google it before he gets to the table.
Yeah, okay. I also asked him to set the table before we get to the table, and that never happens either. So
Oh, that's fair. The ADHD, I literally set Brinley's ADHD med on top of the pill bottle right in front of her shit this morning before we walked out the door. And I came home today and the pill is still on top of the pill bottle right
yes,
where
it
it
is.
was this morning. And I was like,
Yes.
I bet you were a treat at school today.
Yes. Yes. Just like my husband has moved so we have like a little like sauce cups that we keep the kids medicine in, so it's like easier to spot. So we have like the days of the week pill organizer, then we have the little cups, and so he has moved the cup progressively closer towards the door over the months. And today he was like, okay, everyone come take your medicine. And they're like, yeah, okay, we got it. And they just start walking. He had to chase them out the door and be like, you didn't take your medicine.
And my car battery was dead. And so I was like dealing with that in the garage. And so I didn't remember to double check because I like yelled, I put your pill on top of the bottle. I'm going to go deal with the car. Like a goldfish.
Yes, like a goldfish. I understand because I'm very similar. But I've had all of these years of developing coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
So I will open up a browser and be like, I'll just start looking at something, right? Something will like divert my attention. But I will there's like a thread in my mind that's like, oh, bitch, you forgot something. You were doing something and it needs to be done. And so I will literally have to sit there and like backtrack every moment of the last like 5 minutes to figure out what it is. And they just don't have that wherewithal yet.
Yeah. I think that my memory got so good just because my brain is always going 85 directions.
Mm-hmm.
So it needed to remember where the fuck it was supposed to be.
Yeah. I mean, I think it also helps that I have a visual memory.
Same. I need to be able to see it in my head.
Yes. So it's one of the reasons where I just know where things are in the house, because as I walk through the house,
you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Same.
Or if I was looking for something else and I saw that thing, then I'll remember that it's there.
It's just cataloged in your head. Yeah, mine does that too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I didn't realize that. I don't think everyone's memory does that.
Yeah, I am frankly weirded out by a lot of things recently. When, the synesthesia thing, I'm like, what do you mean you can't see the sound? I don't understand. First of all,
what color is 42?
Well, that's a number. It's not a sound, so I have no idea.
Fine, fine. Don't have number synesthesia then.
Okay, I won't. That sounds terrible, actually. But yeah, so I think other people's brain, like some people don't have like picture thoughts when, you know, like they don't visualize things when they're thinking. They can't like visualize, like you say the word apple and you can see the apple in your head, and they can't visualize an image.
That sounds like that would be super boring to
I
live
don't
like
even
that.
know what to do with that. Like, and then you start thinking too hard about it, and you're like, "Oh God, can I see an apple?" I don't.
But you know you can, because as soon as you said apple, an image immediately popped into your mind, right? So
Yeah.
you know you can. But I guess you're right, because I did see something that was like a gradient of the image,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like people can see like on a spectrum of like how clearly they can see things. And so I don't know. All the images in my head are like movie images. They're like moving. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they're not just like still images. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's just really interesting.
Yeah.
Like I definitely need things to be in context, or like I have really bad face blindness. Like if I don't know you really well, or if I only see you in one context, I will never recognize you outside of that context. So that's the worst. Like if I run into a coworker on the street, like if I've never hung out with them outside of work, I will never recognize them until they speak. And that is has happened to me, first of all, and second of all, the worst.
That does sound unfortunate.
Yeah, like, oh, so like nobody believes me until it happens when I'm like with them, and I'm like, yeah, I did not know who that was.
Well, good times. Good times. The human brain. What a mystery. What a
it's
scary,
not
scary
fun.
place to be.
Yes.
Speaking of scary places to be, would you like to do our Am I the Asshole story?
Yes, that's my favorite because I never read them and I get to be like,
Okay. All right. Here we go. This one was actually posted December 27th, 2023. So this has already happened over
okay.
a year ago. It says, Am I the asshole for last minute declining to go to a friend's wedding that is dry on New Year's Eve?
Oh, sounds like it, honestly.
Yes, that's
Like, how
so.
old are you? Are you turning 21?
I right off
Let's
the
see.
bat, I also have a little bit of an issue with people scheduling their weddings
Well,
on
big weddings. Like, you're
holidays.
not like eloping, right? Like,
Right. Right. Like it's a
yeah.
big, obviously, like a big wedding that your friends are coming to. I feel like stop scheduling your wedding on holidays.
Yeah. Like, if you're not doing, like, if it's not my vacation too, like, relax. Why are we doing this on New Year's Eve?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. My buddy, a 33 male, is getting married to a girl that our friend group is not in love with. He loves her though, so we support him. We have known for months this was a New Year's Eve wedding. I RSVP'd yes months ago with my wife. Several friends and I operated under the assumption that there would be booze at the wedding, especially considering it is on New Year's Eve. Well, I found out yesterday that it is a dry wedding. Turns out it is because of his fiance and her family. I asked my wife if she knew this, and she said no and was pissed. I texted the groom buddy and asked. He confirmed this. I told him this is something you should have told us a long time ago. I told him that wife and I wouldn't be going. We want to spend the night drinking. I texted the rest of my friends about this, and oh boy, the group chat went off. This led to several more people backing out. This is not how a bunch of us expected to spend New Year's Eve. Really, the only ones that didn't back out are the 4 members of the 12-person group that are in the wedding. Groom buddy reached out to me and went off. Pretty much, he is now overspending on catering. He is having 20-ish less guests show up than planned, and this is all last minute. I've been called an asshole, among other things, for leading the charge in people not going to the wedding. Am I the asshole?
Is it, can I say that I think I hate everyone?
Yes.
Okay. I think I hate everyone
Yep.
because I think it needs to be clear that you weren't going to have booze at your wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can't drink because of my migraine medication. So it doesn't matter to me But I have never not known ahead of time that if there was or wasn't going to be booze at a wedding. But step two, I think it's weird to have a large wedding on New Year's Eve, as you pointed out. Step three, I think it's wild that in your 30s, you're that focused on getting wasted on New Year's Eve.
Yes.
Also, like, is the wedding until midnight? You couldn't like leave after and go out afterwards?
Great question. Let me see if there's even like an update to this, because I feel like there's got to be some like additional comments.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like, yes, everyone does seem terrible in this because
Also, they said they didn't like his fiance.
Yeah.
And it just seems like they were looking for an excuse.
Yes,
to not
that
go.
does. Let's see. Comments. All right. We've never seen the bride drink. Someone asked, I think, about the bride. They've never seen the bride drink. The groom drank with us last month, but has slowly curbed that behavior in the last year since the engagement. The bride and her family are religious. That's the impetus for the dry wedding.
So you also knew that she has never drank a single time, and they've been just engaged for a whole year, assuming they've been, together for longer before that. So you guys knew that she didn't drink. Like, nobody had any thoughts up there that maybe there wouldn't be booze at the wedding?
Yeah, she is someone that puts her morals on us, and we don't always align. She and her family are religious and is the reason for the dry wedding, apparently.
It's her fucking wedding, my guy.
Yes. Also, these people are in their 30s. Like, the groom is 33, and I feel like that is sort of the time in people's lives where they just sort of naturally start drinking a little bit less because they are maturing. They're taking promotions at work. They're buying houses. They're like doing community activities. Like, they're starting to think about families. Like, they are not just out here getting wasted every weekend. But apparently this guy and his friends
One
are.
would think, but sometimes that doesn't happen.
That's true. That's true. I do know some people that even though they have all of those things, they have the careers, the houses, the children, they still do take every opportunity to get wasted. And like, all right, someone asked about the wedding time. It says wedding is at 5:30 p.m., reception till 12:15 a.m.
What the fuck? I'm not spending 7 hours at your goddamn wedding. I'm so sorry.
Here's my other thing also. Why can't you just the wedding is at 5:30? Why not just go to the wedding and then leave after dinner?
Yeah. Like, you can leave at any point. Nobody's locking you in there.
Right.
Like, even if you stay until 8, that's a perfectly respectable amount of time to stay at somebody's wedding.
Right. And no, honestly, 8 o'clock is the time. I mean, like, you have like usually your first cake cutting by then, your father-daughter dance, whatever, the formalities. And as soon as the music starts for everyone to get up and start dancing, you just shimmy your way on out and like down
even
to the
if it's
bar.
a formal wedding, you could leave at 9.
Yes.
And still go out. Like, I'm having a
go
hard
out for 3
time.
hours.
Yeah. And then stay out till 2. I don't give a shit. Like, this is not an insurmountable issue. And you were looking for a reason to not go to these people's wedding.
Right. He's literally looking for a way to punish his friend
for marrying someone he doesn't like.
Yes.
And listen, I think we've all been there. But like, don't try to make us complicit. Like, own your shit.
Speaking of owning your shit, the voters have said that this guy is asshole poo mode.
Like, the worst? Is that the worst?
Yeah, okay. I'm guessing. I don't know. I've never seen poo mode before.
I don't even know what that means. But yeah, like, he's a jerk. Like,
yeah. And the fact that he got all these people to back out as well.
20 guests is a lot.
Yes, 20 guests. I mean, especially if you, like, a big wedding is considered like 100 people, right? That's 20% of the wedding backed out. And it's 5 days before the wedding. Yeah, everything's been paid for. Catering, venue, rentals.
Yeah. Like, sometimes, like, it's like $50 a plate sometimes.
Yeah.
That's $1,000.
Yeah. And these are supposed to be your friends?
Like, clearly, like, close friends if you're all in a group chat together.
Yeah, I just
theoretically
could not imagine being so self-centered that alcohol would be so important to me that I couldn't give you a couple hours of my time to celebrate your marriage.
Yeah, it's giving you have a drinking problem.
Yes, it's giving you never moved out of the town that you grew up in, and it was a town.
It's giving perhaps you guys were frat brothers and you never grew the fuck up.
Yes, that does sound.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yikes. So I wish that there was an update. I really wish that we knew what happened to this guy. Like, I honestly hope that his friend and his new wife like find better friends.
I honestly don't think I like them either, to be fair. I don't want to hang out with them, but
I don't want to hang out with any of them.
I would love to hear their side though.
Actually, wouldn't it be funny if it like alcohol wasn't really a big deal to the bride and she was like, well, all of my husband's friends are just alcoholics.
No, and she didn't want them to get completely sloshed and make a scene or break anything.
Yeah, like this kind of behavior tells me that like you definitely embarrassed yourself in public more than once.
Oh yeah. Like that is crazy behavior. Like you have had 12 legal alcohol New Year's Eves.
Yes, right. Which means you probably had
more.
Almost 20 at this point.
Yeah. Depending on what part of the country you're from.
I'm considering Midwest always.
Kids, be better than us.
Be responsible.
Wild. Yes. Some people need better house training.
I don't even, you know what? I get it. But at some point you need to be responsible for yourself. This person is 33.
You were 33 years old. Like, I'm embarrassed that you wrote all that out and was like, am I really being a jerk here? Right. Are you kidding? I can't believe you're married.
Well, it sounds like he's married to someone very similar to him.
Or did he try to make it his wife's fault?
Oh, I see. Because maybe she actually doesn't care. And he was like, oh, yeah, she's pissed.
No, she's so mad.
I can tell.
She's so mad. Yeah, she's so mad. She wants to go out.
Yeah. Babysit your drunk ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. What a dick. What a dick pickle.
Yes, absolutely. Twat waffle. Absolutely.
Well, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Does that wrap us up for today?
I think it does.
All right. Well, I will see you back again soon.
Sounds good. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.